Hey everyone, season 1.5 is well underway for Marvel Rivals, and we just got a recent patch as well where Human Torch got a buff and also Cloak and Dagger got a nice buff as well. So today what I wanted to do was I wanted to go over who are the most banned characters in season 1.5 at this point in time. So what this video is going to do is it's going to do two things for you guys. If you're climbing the ranks, you have to get to Diamond 3 or higher to get to the point where there are character bans. So if you're before that, these characters are banned, so that means that they're really strong. So if you want to be able to grind up and be able to win your matches a lot more often, these are incredibly strong characters. So try and use that to your advantage. So on the other hand, if you are a Diamond, Celestial, Grandmaster player or above, you already know about bans and stuff, but this is going to be more of an educational video for you. That way, if you're a little bit out of the loop, this is a good way to catch you all up. So what I want to do with this video is it's going to be a very free-flowing video, not really much edits going on, just kind of a little bit of gameplay footage over each character that we're talking about. So I'm really excited to get on with this. And yeah, one last thing actually before we get started, I wanted to start up a series of YouTube shorts and TikToks where we do kind of, I don't know, top 3 fights of the week, of the day, I don't know. But either way, I'm going to start it up and we're going to just feature members of the community. So that's something that you want to do. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and also email me your absolute best fights at sakartop5@gmail.com. Best way to do that is upload it to YouTube as a unlisted YouTube video and then send me that link. So that'd be great. I'd love to see all of you guys and all of your guys' videos. That'd be awesome to see. I'd love to start up this as a really cool kind of new series going forward. That way we can get some extra information going from the community as well. So first up right now, the most amount of bans that I've seen is Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier, I feel like that kind of came, it didn't really come out of nowhere. He's been really strong for a long time. And at this point in time, he's just really commanding these matches at higher elos and above. He is just absolutely wrecking. His amount of DPS that he can output is insane. If he gets headshots, the amount of damage output that he puts out is really noticeable. I think he could 2-tap most squishies with his primary if he hits headshots right away. But either way, he's doing that. His ultimate is absolutely phenomenal as well. He can chain that together to really snowball an entire round, and he can overall take over an entire match with his ultimate for sure. On top of that as well, he's got a technique where he can grapple people, like just kidnap them and then just also push them into his team. That way they can get focused really easily and get bursted down. And then that turns into a 6v5, does that again, 6v4, and easily those matches are so snowballable. Is that a word? Either way. Because of people like Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier is absolutely amazing, and he's definitely one of the highest pick rates for banning characters nowadays. I've seen so many people just banning him on the first go. The next one is pretty much the standard one that I've seen on most bans, and it's Wolverine at this point. He is still incredibly strong with just absolutely bursting down tanks and just shredding them like they have just absolutely no health whatsoever. He is so good at just oppressing any tanks. If you're a Groot player or a Penny player or even a Doctor Strange player, good luck going up against a Wolverine. Yeah, so in my opinion, he is a no-brainer to ban every single time at those higher ranks. He is absolutely just cracked. The way he can also, the same thing as Bucky, just kidnap the enemies and just bring them into his team with his barrel leap. Is that what it's called? He can absolutely just annihilate any kind of tanks. And on top of that, his ultimate's really strong as well, where if you can line it up and hit the entire enemy team with it, or at least like 2 or 3 people, that is game changer. Plus he could just survive for ages now with his 350 health. He's insanely strong. He's definitely one of the best DPS picks, and it's kind of crazy to see where he's come from the beginning of the game, because everybody at the beginning of the game was like, oh, Wolverine's not good, and now he's going to basically, he's been for over a season now, he's been one of the top ban picks. So in my opinion, Wolverine is definitely one of the highest ban rates as well. The next up that I see incredibly often is Storm. Storm is incredibly strong as well. Her buff at the start of season 1 really made her a viable contender for best DPS. She is so strong. She had a few nerfs at the halfway, like the 1.5 part of season 1, but I really didn't think that they affected her too much. I think that her play rate is still incredibly high, especially if she's not banned, and her ultimate is incredibly fast to charge up, especially if you line up your shots and hit multiple enemies. Since her damage is piercing, she's actually cracked, and her amount of damage that she can put out from her ultimate alone is insane. So that's usually going to force out a support ult at the very least, and on top of that, her damage, if you're just kind of protected slightly, and if you hit your I don't remember the name of the ability, but the E ability, the one that, her lightning one that kind of just hits anybody in an AoE every 2 seconds, if you combo that, and as well as pumping out damage with Storm, and then also if you're just having any kind of follow-up damage from your team, you're shredding the entire enemy team. So to me, Storm is one of the no-brainer picks to absolutely ban right away, but she's not really the best ban pick. I feel like she's still kind of easily counterable. You go Star-Lord or any other character like that, I feel like she's really easy to counter, because she kind of has to like fly a little bit separated from her team. Like a good Storm doesn't stray too far from their team, but in my opinion, you are also pretty separated as well. With that being said, I think that she's very strong in this current meta. And I think that she's definitely one of those characters where if you get good at her at those low elos, guys, she is a hard carry character. Trust me. Just my opinion and my best advice to give to you guys is just don't fly up too high. You don't really need to be, you don't have the maneuverability of Iron Man or even Human Torch for that matter. So she's not really a fly up high kind of character. She's a flying character, yeah, but she's not a fly up high character. So stick close to your team. Another character that I've seen get banned very often is Namor. And now that I think about it, the first 3 picks that we have here are all DPS characters. So I feel like that kind of shows how strong DPS is in this game. Namor is really good because Luna was usually the go-to ban of choice, because banning Luna would kind of be a 2-for-1 of banning Luna and then also kind of not giving Namor his team up, so he couldn't really get as much value from it. But since Luna kind of got a little bit of a nerf, yeah, she's not really focused as much in my opinion. She's still focused, and she's probably the most banned hero in the game for supports in my opinion, but I'll get to that in a second. First, let's talk about Namor. He is amazing. He is without a doubt the best anti-dive that there is in the game. So if you have anybody on the enemy team that wants to play Spider-Man, Magic, even Black Panther, any of those characters, Psylocke, any of those characters, Namor is going to be with a ban right away because he counters all of them. Any single character like that, even the flying characters, Iron Man, Storm, Human Torch, I honestly think that he counters them as well. I think that he's one of the strongest characters in the game, like not even close. I could make an argument how he's the best DPS in the game. I don't know, that's just my opinion, guys. So to be honest, I think that he definitely deserves to be higher up in the ban list, but as somebody who plays him more often, I don't want him to be, if that makes sense. So if you're looking to climb up those lower ranks, like if you're in bronze, silver, gold, even plat, if you want to climb, guys, play Namor and convince somebody on your team to play Luna. That way you can have that team up. He is insanely good, and he provides so much pressure. My one little bit of advice though that to give is make sure you're targeting squishies, because if you're just Namor going for their tanks, you're just not going to do anything really. So just save them for last. But overall, Namor is insanely strong right now. He can dismantle an entire enemy team before the enemy even knows what hits them. He can just go, if you're, especially, oh my god, especially if you're a flank Namor, the amount of times that I played Namor and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna go around this side real quick, just throw up 2 of my little squids, throw my little trident at the enemy healers, and just watch the squids just shred them. It's insane how fast he just melts people's health bars when they're squishy. All right, the next character that I want to talk about was Rocket Raccoon. So Rocket I've seen at the hands of a lot of targeted bans lately. I don't think that he's insanely strong or OP. The best part about him is his team up with Winter Soldier and Punisher that is definitely being abused at the higher ranks. So again, if that's something that you want to do, is like level up, is play Rocket Raccoon, because if you have a Punisher or Winter Soldier on your team, or both, and you're Rocket Raccoon, and you throw up your team up ability where they just have infinite ammo for that short period of time, your allies will absolutely annihilate the entire enemy team. Just they could just shred through anything. A Punisher with zero cooldown on his abilities, and to be able to just primary fire for days, guys, that is scary beyond belief. So that is without a doubt the worst part of Rocket. After that, I feel like he gets kind of overhated a little bit. I think that people significantly don't like Rocket players. I feel like in my experiences, guys, this is not me saying that Rocket is a problem. This is my experiences as a GM on my alt and Celestial on my main character. This is my opinion. I find that Rocket mains are the least likely to switch out of any people that play this game, that main a character. I personally main Moon Knight, and I love Moon Knight, but when it's not working, I will 100% switch off and I'll play other characters. I know when things aren't working. The amount of times that I see a Rocket Raccoon and we have like one defensive support outside of that, and they're just like, yeah, this is fine. No, it's not, guys. No, it's not. In this game, defensive support alts are, the more that you have on your team, the more likely you are to win a fight, and that's just how this game works right now. And the amount of times that I've seen a Rocket just be absolutely just stuck in their ways and be like, nope, I'm just spamming out heals, I'm not doing anything else besides that. It's like, yeah, that's nice and all, but you're not helping the team as a whole. You're not seeing the bigger picture. So to me, I think that what a lot of people do for the ban on Rocket Raccoon is they want to get rid of that team up ability with Punisher and Winter Soldier. But I think what's extra important is people just want to get rid of those kind of characters. I think that the characters that bring out the worst in people, I think Rocket is one of those characters. I think that people just want to get rid of them personally. And honestly, I don't blame them at all. I don't blame them at all. I'm kind of at the point where I'm starting to do the same thing. I used to be that kind of person that's like, oh, you know, live and let live. But no, when it gets to those higher ranks, I kind of just want to play the game and just, like, you know, do to the best of my abilities. So I don't know, call me weird, call me whatever. But yeah, I definitely think that Rocket needs to get banned a little bit more often. And onto our tank on the list, it's going to be Doctor Strange. Last season, you were seeing a lot of Hulk getting banned at the higher ranks because honestly, it wasn't even because of Hulk himself. It was more because of the team up, because Hulk's Gamma I boosted both Doctor Strange and Iron Man. So Doctor Strange is really, really good, especially with the team up with Hulk. But Hulk doesn't really do as much with the team up with Iron Man nowadays. And like, yeah, Gamma's still strong with Iron Man, but it's not nearly the same anymore. But Doctor Strange overall, it's kind of the same thing with Luna Snow and Namor, where Hulk got kind of nerfed in the slightest, and the team up got nerfed a little bit. I mean, it's still really strong, don't get me wrong, but I think Doctor Strange is just so much better than any other tank right now in the game. He has been since day one in this game, that I think that people are starting to move on just to ban him more often, because if you're in a lobby with a good Strange, that Strange can without a doubt hard carry the entire match. They can shield damage, they can put out insane amounts of damage. If they're hitting their really strong Eye of Agamottos, they can absolutely win team fights in 2 seconds. I think Strange is without a doubt the best tank in the game. I don't really think there's anybody that comes close to him right now. I'm trying to think. Magneto, in my opinion, is the closest, but I still think Strange is just better overall. I think that he's got a lot more damage mitigation than Magneto. I think that Strange is really, really strong. Well, those are the two best in my opinion, but Strange is just so good. And the amount of damage you can mitigate with him, and just like how much you can help your team, the amount of damage output you have, I think Strange is without a doubt the best target pick for banning any kind of tanks. So that's why you want to go for that. So again, at those lower ranks, if you want to get better and climb a little bit more often, learn Strange. He's a really good pick, and he's not really banned as often, so you can play him a lot up into Diamond, GM, even Celestial as well. And then honorable mention on bans goes to Hela. I have been starting to ban Hela so much more often nowadays. Like, Hela's kind of my go-to ban pick. I just don't want to deal with a character that can just look at me and two-tap me from across the map. If I'm so far away and they're just like looking at me and they just primary fire at me and they can just absolutely shred my health bar, I don't want to deal with that. I find Hela to be incredibly oppressive as far as overwhelming DPS goes. I find her to be kind of good on her ultimate side as well. Like, her ultimate is insanely strong, can turn a fight if it goes uncontested. And overall, I just think that she's probably got the highest damage output in the game if you can really line up your shots properly. Like, yeah, there's some other characters that have some really high DPS potential as well. Winter Soldier's really strong, but I think that Hela is one of those sleeper picks that has just, I feel like people just forgot about her. She was really strong in season 0, and then people just kind of forgot about her because, I don't know, ooh, bright shiny other characters. But I still got PTSD from Hela players. So to me, I don't really want to deal with them that often. They're usually my go-to ban picks all the time. I don't ever want to deal with that. I'm kind of hard-headed with that. I just don't ever want to deal with a Hela player on the other team. I don't care if I got a Hela player on my team. I just don't want to deal with it on the other team. It's annoying, it's frustrating, and I don't like it. She's got insane amounts of DPS, and if you can aim properly with her, she is cracked. And so that's my list of all of the highest banned characters in the game. Yeah, there are some other ones that do get banned semi-often, but here are kind of the main ones in my opinion. So let me know if you guys enjoy this list. I'd love to give you guys more information on this game and stuff like that. So if you want to see any types of videos, please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear everything that you guys have to say. I always appreciate you guys being here. And also, if you want to see me stream live, I stream live on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube 5 days a week. Go follow all of those. It'd be awesome if you could do that. We're just trying to grow it here, especially with your guys' help. It's awesome, and I really appreciate it. The links to everything will be in the description. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Later.